Hello. Alright, for the longest time, I've wanted to do something in Hoi 4 that has never... I've probably done this already before. Hello, my gravy timmies, and welcome back to a spontaneous idea from my unfortunate Hoi 4 riddled brain. Hope you're ready for a laid-back one today. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. That's right, today's sponsor, Kingdom Maker. Kingdom Maker is free to play on iOS or Android right now with extensive customization for your characters. Who is that handsome chappy? Oh, it's clearly just me, iSorrowproductions, as Kingdom Maker allows you to customize your player character and everything else. You can customize just about everything, from where exactly your town is placed to the buildings that will make it great. That's right, I'm moving the building wherever abouts I would like. Talk about freedom. If you're going to be king of the castle, you're going to have to take it to the battlefield. Kingdom Maker combines RTS, RPG, and simulation all into one great mobile game. We all love our strategy on this channel, so why not give it a go? And just remember, what you see in the introduction is just the tip of the spear of what's possible. For instance, at level 10, you can go ahead and bring the battle to other players, or even help defend your allies. Remember, when leveling up your noble, to give him the best traits that he'll do fit to rule over his kingdom. Send him off to join alliances, get some gold, raid dungeons and explore them, or even do battle. And of course, how you make your character actually does matter in this game, as your children will inherit a combination of your luck. So you can grab yourself Kingdom Maker for free on iOS or Android today using my link down below in the description. That's right, the game with only one rule: yours. Get yourself started today. Click the link down below and explore the fun, unique world of Kingdom Maker. So much to do, so much to explore, and thank you very much, Kingdom Maker, for sponsoring this video. Get yourself started, link down below. Alright, so the premise is pretty simple, okay? During World War II, a lot of nations had a lot of involvement, and a lot of nations were directly involved to the point where if they weren't, there wouldn't be a thing called World War II. One of these nations may or may not go by the name the United Kingdom. That's right, tip-top, tally-ho, tee off, Europe. We've got no time for you today. You see, the British in the 1800s had this policy called Splendid isolation, where they simply put their fingers in their ears and ignored everything that went on in Europe, until someone in Europe got a bit too big for their boots and started beating up people in Europe, at which point those fingers quickly came out the ears. And today we are returning to that splendid isolation, where we won't be getting officially, I just want to put that out there, quote unquote officially, in World War II. We're gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy our islands. Wow, that's the first time anyone has ever said that about the UK. Now, obviously, I want to go ahead and have no war in this game. I don't want to have any war started by me or on me. So we will have to actually change the AI behavior of one nation that is guaranteed to declare war on us. Yep, sorry Japan, but this time around, you are gonna go ahead and turn neutral. That way, they won't be pushing south and coming to get my colonies. Hello everybody, welcome to Depression Island, where our top export is more depression. That's right, we love you guys so much, we're invading you and giving you something to be sad about. And on today's episode, we won't be getting involved in Europe. I just want to point out again, officially, there's no point of us building a navy at all, but what we will be building is something called a convoy. Gonna need quite a few of these bad boys. You see, while we don't actually get directly involved, we are gonna be giving material support to nations that we do want to be involved. Right, now for this to work, I think the big thing we need to actually do is the Imperial Federation. We're gonna get a lot of land and a lot of cores, a lot of manpower, and a lot of industry if we manage to do this. We're going to save up all of our political power so we can spend it when we get down to the Imperial Federation down here. It's going to be a little while before we get there, so I might spend a little bit of it though. I was messing around, see what happens if I actually deleted the faction, the allies, with France, but then I quickly remembered that I needed the allies to do the rest of my focus tree. Sorry old chap, but you're cringe! In the I'm giving you more autonomy, which will definitely not lead to me annexing you into further giant empire, blah blah blah. It's totally totally fine, believe me. Alright, so we're on our last development now for the Canadians, and then we'll be able to do our little conference. And as you can see, I think I have more than enough political power stored up for this one. Now let's hope that everybody says yes to my cool little conference. I don't know if there's like a specific way to get them just to accept everything really, other than having high relations, which oh, we actually have dropped relations. Let's get those back up, shall we? Yes, my favorite one, appeasement. Let's do more of it, boys. Look at that. They love the idea of bending over backwards for Mr. Schmittler. And the only one that matters, Imperial Federation. Please just say yes. Alright, we got the Indians. And it looks like, yep, we got everyone. Okay, nice. So we have the Imperial Federation now happening. Now what that's going to do is slowly lower all of our puppets' autonomy down to a level where we can start building in them, and then we got to knock them down one more level from that, and we can just do the Imperial Federation. So a good tactic to actually do is the motion of no confidence over here, because if we go down even past this, we get down to maintaining imperial integrity, which will lower autonomy even more for all of our puppets. I realize it's kind of ridiculous that I have to requisition 5 civilian factories to figure out a way to kill my own spies if they get caught. With motion of no confidence, we've got the man who's definitely not suited for this job, because there will be no war. Now the convoys are gonna come in massively handy, and it's why I built them in the first place. Plus something else that'll turn up later is because if you actually lend loose them to your vassals, they will drastically lower their autonomy, which is going to speed this up quite a bit. Also, trains and other equipment works well as well. Trains are also as good as convoys, so if you want to send those bad boys out too, do it. Plus you don't really have to worry about all of this equipment, because you will get it back when you annex all these guys later anyway. Another thing I want to do is actually flip Spain, or at least secure them out of fascism and get them democratic, which we can't do by doing coerce Spain. And I've also got my spies on a little mission over there. Alright, well there goes not World War II, because it's only Germany versus Poland. Oh, and I guess France too, but because there's no faction involved here, both of these countries are gonna get directly annexed into Germany. Ain't my problem though. Can't hear you over here on my island. I say, old chap, if you close your eyes and listen quaintly, can you not hear the faint screams from the continent? Bring me more whiskey! Glad the German AI always decides to leave Poland just alive in this one province. You know what? I'd love to come visit one day, so I will have military access, please. The Germans are just gonna go on an annexing spree now, but that is not my problem. I'm busy doing nothing. I just realized the Soviets actually went to war with China. I don't know what's going on there. Actually, this is pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna preemptively go ahead and start sending them all of my old guns. Now, because we're getting all these guys pretty low, we can speed up the process for everyone else that's left, like South Africa and Australia, by just building a little bit in them. So that'll help us get there a lot faster. There you go, we've got everybody down to where they need to be, and we can do the Imperial Federation. There you go, UK down. We've now replaced it with UK version 2, Indians Get a Say edition. As you can see, we are now a absolute monster when it comes to industry. Next up on our path for world total domination without lifting a finger, we need to stop the Soviet Union losing so hard. They are at war with both Japan and China right now, so what we're doing is sending them stuff. And of course, the Germans will be coming, so we need to put an end to that one. We're going to start off by emptying our complete stockpile of planes we've inherited from all of these nations, because oh god, we have a lot of different variations here. Next up, it's gonna be all the guns, artillery, support equipment, you name it. It's going straight to Russia. It's gonna be a bit expensive on the convoys, as you can tell, but it should all trickle in over time. Well, there go the Germans. Hopefully we can start sending them good stuff. Yeah, so the Soviets have a lot of fronts to contend with here. Thankfully, fighting over in Siberia never goes well for anybody, but it does mean the Soviets are also probably losing loads of equipment over there, which I'm hopefully replenishing. And I am actually producing some pretty amazing fighters, actually. They're not fighter freeze yet, but we're gonna start sending these bad boys over to the Russians too once they've received my boatload of guns. Don't even want to think how much of this is getting intercepted by German submarines. We'll also probably get an attaché with the Soviets too, so we can actually see what they're doing with all this equipment I'm sending them. Please, come on, Stalin, please don't let the Italians take Leningrad. I was gonna say, if you did not accept this after what I have funded in your country, I'd be very upset, Mr. Stalin. Alright, so now we can kind of see what they're needing, and at the moment, their troops are actually looking pretty well equipped. The only problem they're having is the supply issues. Now, I haven't sent them any tanks either, but the tanks aren't what they need to hold by the looks of things here. Their line's actually incredibly thin, surprisingly, but I don't know if that's because they've sent so much over here. Now, they are looking a little... They're looking terrible over here. Oh my god, my guns are just being lost in the damn tundra. And I guess the only positive is the Japanese and the Chinese are also looking pretty bad over here too, but oh my god, Stalin, really? This is the best you got over here? Definitely tell their convoys are getting intercepted. We can see the naval battles happening right now. Oh yeah, I imagine half of those guns are ending up in the damn sea. I hate the fact the Japanese have also turned up to the front line with them, and also, yeah, I've started producing motorized too, because I think that might help with their supply a bit over here. It also don't help that my so-called, you know, allies in this game are also lend-leasing the Chinese and the Japanese. Really? Come on. Come on! I just realized I can send 1,000 planes as volunteers, so I'm gonna do just that. Does sending volunteers count as getting involved? Yeah, kind of in a way, but also the Soviets ain't doing too well, so yeah, I'm sending some volunteers. Hey, technically not a war. Can't see me at war anywhere here, and America's too lazy to get involved. Oh wait, actually, they might get involved. If they reaffirm the Monroe Doctrine and demand this land off the Germans, they could be getting involved. Alright, so the front line ain't been moving in a while now. I think they've actually reached a point where they're holding, and also the Germans are all dying just as much as the Soviets are by the... Oh my god, it is horrendous. I wish I could, like, join the Soviet faction or do something to build in them, and I would fix these supply lines immediately. But sadly I cannot. I think what could be interesting to see is if we actually make the US get involved in the war somehow, and don't just have everyone beat up the Soviets. Let's see what we can do. I tell you what, America, yep, don't you have a little thing down here that could be handy? Right, that's probably one of the most cursed things you can ever see in a Hoi 4 game, but let's see what comes of it, eh? Alright, America is awake and angry, and they are going to war. Let's see what they do. The Soviets actually getting encirclement of a Japanese unit over here. I cannot tell for the life of me if they've made a pushback. Doesn't look like it because it's so stagnant. Oh my god, the Americans are just pouring in now. That is amazing. I'm also sending my own volunteers over too now. We may not be getting involved in the war, but we're gonna, you know, still technically get involved in the war in a way. By being neutral about it, you know? I mean, there's no official declaration of war, just a special operation. Boys, there ain't any supply anywhere near here, so these tanks are going to be useless anyway. I actually disbanded my faction, Turkey. I don't know what you can't join it. It got blown up. I guess we'll call the new faction, I got an idea, we'll call it the United Kingdom. Perfect, there you go. Now everyone knows what's about. Alright, yeah, fighting with no supply is absolutely horrendous, by the way. I don't know if you've ever tried doing that before in Hoi 4. Can I put Monty on here and use his extra supplies thing as a field marshal? Is that possible? Please do it. That is a railway gun right there. I want to see if I can get that. Can we rush down to this rail here and cut it off? I did it. There you go. Soviet railway gun captured. Spotted another one. Let's see if I can get this one too. There you go. It's stuck. It can't move anywhere now. How do I capture it? Come on, get it. Get it, stab. My tanks absolutely shred, but they only shred when we have supply, and that is something we are not getting easy in here. Boys, this is what I call a out of supply Hail Mary to get some supply and gork it. This is actually like a massive breakthrough now. We just completely cut that rail line up there, so they are pretty screwed in this whole little area right here. If we make it down and cut this one too, that whole pocket here should break as well. These British tanks are rolling in the deep. Let's see if we can get down to here as well. Finally ran out of steam to push down to here, but I'm gonna go ahead and go along the line now and start closing pockets of Germans, just like I'm doing right here, and try and hope that helps out a bit. Anybody like to attend my zoo where I keep German railway guns enclosed in captivity. Literally so many of them on the front line at this point, and I am stealing them all. Well, I'm not really. For some reason, sometimes they don't capture and just sit there endlessly. We are getting some insane breakthroughs on the Germans now. My tanks are actually so fast. If I get them when they're out of supply and retreating, I usually overrun them. Push pretty far south down here with the Germans, but pushing any further is literally making me want to tear my eyeballs out. The supply is so bad, so we're moving back up to the center. The moral efficacy of lend-leasing a nuclear bomb. I may have used a cheat for the Soviets to let me have military access so I can build railroads for them, because the AI clearly ain't ever gonna do it. Because this supply is absolutely horrendous to deal with at the moment. Now, we can't build supply hubs or anything like that in them, but with the railroads, I feel like we might be able to, like, get them somewhere here. So, interestingly enough, Turkey declared war on Romania, and as soon as they did that, things have been going really well. And there goes the atomic bombing of Ganzi. Where is Ganzi? Oh my, it's in China. Someone, I'm assuming that was America. America probably just dropped a nuke on China. So I'm not too sure how many units the Germans have. They, oh, okay. Oh, well then, welcome to late game Hoi 4. I think I just saw... Okay, Turkey just declared war on the Soviet Union. Okay. You guys had a common enemy, but I guess not. I had to kick Turkey from my faction because they're all of my ally, which means I can send more volunteers to the Soviet Union, which means the United Turk Kingdom has fallen. I got one more plan, and it's gonna require me having a lot more divisions. So, yeah, I'm making a lot more division. And if this plan fails, I'm going to bed. It's 1947. This is taking forever, and we're not getting anywhere. Boys, I have 19 divisions as volunteers, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what will at this point. Now, the problem is, the Germans still have a ridiculous amount of units, so whenever we reach somewhere they can actually supply, we're gonna run into quite the wall of like just Germans standing in a row. Oh, was it a good idea to nuke Warsaw, America? Yeah, Warsaw Uprising dealt with, okay? And just Warsaw in general. Liberating Warsaw's fun. Not a lot remains, I imagine. You can really tell where I've kind of let this spearhead right into the heartland here of Germany. They still have like a metric ton of units. Maybe I should get some spies and see how many they actually have. I think it really matters what's in their units though, because my tanks with their 900 soft attack, they just melt anything at this point in the game. My god, I did not see what was happening over here. I don't know how long they've had them like encircled in Tokyo, but this is pretty big if they managed to actually capitulate the Japanese here, who just death stacked on the province. Oh my god, they did it. They capitulated Japan. So if we keep up with what we're doing now, we could actually end this hell. I mean, I could also end this hell by just declaring war on Germany myself and absolutely stomping them, but that's beside the point. Is that a Tibetan modern tank? What is that? It's so cursed. Why are there just like two death stacks of American troops not doing anything at all? Excuse me, Uncle Sam. You just never play Hoi 4 past 1945. It is a cursed place where nothing makes any sense whatsoever. You know, I think we may soon actually be free. Free from this torment. I genuinely had no idea this was gonna take so long. I think if I didn't bring America into this war too, this would have gone on for another eternity. Apparently to end this war we have to wait for China to capitulate, so I'm just gonna walk away from the PC in a little bit, and the only reason I'm carrying this on anyway is just to see the cursed, horrible peace deal the AI will make. German Netherlands seeks to join the United Turk Kingdom. How does that work exactly? I'm not too sure how it works. Oh, well, that immediately got them out of the war, I suppose. The Netherlands is back as an American puppet. I went away for a while, but I think it's finally over. Oh god, what have they done to the world? Yeah, okay. So, for the most part, it looks like the Soviets got Well, they just kept the German-occupied France. We do have democratic Italy, though. I guess that's what the Americans got. Did they at least get Japan? They got Japan. Okay, nice. Well, this has definitely been a very odd game. You can tell because Soviet Congo is a thing. And, yeah, I did nothing the entire game, technically, other than give every single material aid to the Soviets, give them all my factories, trade for all their resources, send 10 billion volunteers to finish their wars. I did nothing. Splendid isolation has never been more splendid. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little meme video. If you did, leave a like, hit the subscribe button down below, and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. But until next time, guys, I'll leave you off thinking about Soviet Congo.